Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Raider Kev, and this is the official opening video for my channel. Now, you might say, well, Raider Kev, you have 3 videos posted prior to this one. Listen, I was under some time restraints. I was trying to cover the draft, and timing was in the essence. And just to give you an idea, I have been talking about starting the channel for about 2 years. And I've always come up with an excuse why I need to delay it. Not having equipment, whatever. There's so many different excuses. Hair wasn't right, then they had the proper hat, whatever it was, right? Just so many excuses. And I was determined that I was going to do it with 0 excuses, okay? So it happened the way, the way it came out. So those videos covered the draft, but I want to officially welcome you to my channel and give you an idea of what the channel is going to be about, how I'm going to format it, the subject matter, and things of that nature. So I want to first start off by saying that I thank you for taking the time to click that button, click the screen, and check me out. I know I don't take that for granted. I will never take that for granted. I don't care if I'm doing this 20 years from now. I will never take that for granted. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to what a humbled man has to say. Okay, so listen, I'm a Raiders fan. Okay, I'm going to talk some sports. Football is probably my favorite subject, and obviously the Raiders is my favorite team. Raiders is in my name. You're gonna probably, I'm not gonna say always, 90% of the time, you're gonna see me with some type of Raider apparel on. It's just who I am, okay? I'm a Raiders fan. Just give you some history. I've been a Raider fan, and it's kind of hard to pin it down, but around 75, somewhere in that area, I was probably a little earlier because I was earlier than 10. I don't think I was 10 when I started really loving the Raiders. It was probably earlier than that. So maybe 73, somewhere in that area. And my passion for the Raiders has grown as my passion for the sport. As it became older, as I became an adult, understood more, it just drove that passion for the Raiders to where now, just to be totally transparent, I'm in my 50s, and I'm completely Raiders ride or die. Okay, it's just never going to change. They are embedded into my my enjoyment of sports. Okay, so that defines me as a fanatic. Okay, so it leads me to another little subject. I'm married, and my wife is she's a fanatic for the New Orleans Saints. Okay, being a good husband, I also support her team. I'm not a fanatic for her team. Okay, I really root for them to win. Okay, I follow what they do. Okay, and I get enjoyment out of watching them and seeing them when they win. Okay, I don't consider myself part of Who That Nation because that would be against the rules. And that leads me to another thing. There's a rule book that I follow. It's a fandom guide. I have a copy. So I don't want to have time. I should have had it out before the video. But there's a rule book, and I follow those rules very strictly. Okay, Now, the rule book allows me to follow her team because they're not a rival of my team. Okay? And one of the biggest, not only just being a rival, but one of the biggest things is if we are both in the playoffs, we can only meet in the Super Bowl. Okay? This is part of the rules. I didn't make it up. These are the rules. Okay? And I abide by them. All right? And another aspect to that is if they do meet in the Super Bowl, who will you root for? Well, obviously, I'm a fanatic for the Raiders. So obviously, I'm going to root for the Raiders. Okay? So, when you see that I talk about the Saints at times, this is where it's coming from. Okay? I'm a supportive husband. All right? Just keep that clear. Okay? All right? We got it? Okay. Also, on this channel, when I'm dealing with sports, I'm going to talk about another team that's really, to be honest with you, they really can compete at times with my Raiders. They never overcome the Raiders, okay? But they are right there with them. And that's the Houston Astros, okay? The Houston Astros, listen, my father took me to a Houston Astros game when I don't remember it. I kind of a little bit, right? But there's a photo of me at the Houston Astros game when I was 5 years old. That's how far it goes back, okay? And I've loved and followed them ever since, you know. Didn't know it at the time, you know, what I was watching. You know, I didn't know any details or how the game really went. You know, I just knew when everybody cheered, I cheered, right? So, and as time went on, I just loved the team more and more and more and more. And today, they are just very near and dear to my heart. So, the other 10% times when you don't see, well, no, because there's another team I got to mention, okay? 5% of the time, so 90% Raiders, 5% of the time you might see me in an Astros hat, okay? So that's my baseball team, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit, because they're very near and dear to my heart, okay? The next team I guess you will hear on this channel me speak about is my college program that I follow, okay? And that's the LSU Tigers. Now, I am from Louisiana, okay? And, you know, some people will say, well, man, that's kind of odd. You're a Raider fan and an LSU fan clearly across the country, right? Well, let's just go back to the Raiders. When I was, you know, young, I was, you know, of course, in our area, they showed the Saints game a lot, so I was watching the Saints a lot, you know, and pulling for them, wanting them to win, but they were so bad. They really were. They were so bad. And as a kid, you want to be part of a winner, right? And so I watched the Saints games early, right? And because the Raiders were on the West Coast, they would be the next game. And, you know, I would get a lot of those games. They were a popular team back in the 70s, and I watched them a lot. And that's where that passion for them grew, because they were a winning team. I love the attitude. I just love the way they played. I love the colors. I've always loved their colors, right? It's always been appealing. So that's why a kid from Louisiana became a Raiders fan, okay? But my LSU Tigers, getting back to them, I simply love the team, okay? I want everything in Louisiana to flourish and grow and be successful, you know? So, you know, when Raging Cajuns do something good, actually a school I had attended, when they do something good, I'm happy, but I am a LSU fanatic. That's who I am. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm just explaining it. Okay? So they are also going to be featured on this channel from time to time, and I love it. I mean, I just love it. Football, basketball. We could talk softball, baseball, volleyball, track, whatever. Look, I'm a big LSU fan. So next, I guess on the totem pole will be my basketball team. Okay. Now, I never grew up following a team. When I really had the passion for basketball, it was basically playing it. Now, you can say, well, because of my size, I didn't like I was a basketball player. Well, that was many moons ago, okay? Totally different person, right? And I played basketball. And I was more intrigued with individuals. I never really tied myself to a team, right? So coming up, my favorite player, I used to, everybody loved, MJ, the original MJ, Julius Erving, Dr. J. I say MJ, Dr. J. I'm sorry. I meant to say Dr. J, not MJ. So I was a big Dr. J fan, Kareem fan, and then as time went on, Magic came on the scene. And I totally was in love with Magic Johnson, okay? And, his whole career, I really followed him, throughout the career. But I never was like a real Lakers fanatic, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, it's kind of complicated, but that's just what it was. I just really wasn't big on the Lakers. I was big on, on Magic. So, as time went on, started working, became, if you don't realize I'm a truck driver, you've seen, I'm sitting in the driver's seat on most of these videos. When I started driving trucks, started traveling, when I started driving, the only really means of entertainment for the most part was the radio, while we were moving, right? So, San Antonio had one of the biggest stations that you can hear, especially in the evening time. You can hear it almost all across the country. And they broadcast the San Antonio Spurs, okay? So it was kind of like my only source of entertainment, okay? And I've always been like a rooting for the underdog type person. So listening to those games, hearing them all the time, hearing some of their details, hearing some of their struggles, it kind of, made me root for them, you know what I'm saying? And then when they drafted David Robinson, that was very exciting to me. I really liked that dynamic, right? Then the team grew and it just became bigger and bigger and bigger, and Tim Duncan came and all the foreign guys came, and, Pop became their coach, and it was exciting. And if you want to call me a bandwagon, then fine, call me a bandwagon. But I've been following the Spurs for a very long time, and they're my team. That's the team that I follow. That's the team that I love. Okay. Again, not apologizing, just explaining. Okay. So, those, as far as sports teams that I truly love, that's about it, right? I'm not big on hockey. I like to watch hockey, especially when the playoffs come around, but I'm not tied to any teams, right? Soccer, the same thing. I like to watch it, but I'm kind of lost in some of the details at times, but it's something that I enjoy. I love competition. And if it's a competition that's occurring, it's going to capture my attention, I'm a big boxing fan. I'm a big MMA fan. So all those subjects I'm going to talk about. I'm going to, open to talk about if you want to talk about them. And, that's just how it is. I want to be engaging with you guys. I want to talk about the things that interest you. It's not all about me. It's about us interacting. I want to give something out, and I want you to give something to me. I want to learn. I want to grow. I don't know everything. I don't. It's shocking, isn't it? That's a joke, because I am not that kind of person, right? But I want to interact with you guys and the things that are interesting you, the things that are on your mind, let's talk about it. Leave comments, and we'll talk about it, okay? In addition to sports, I also want to include firearms, okay? I love firearms. I love firearms for multiple reasons, okay? Let's start from the beginning, okay? I love firearms to have fun. I think it's very, very enjoyable. To me, one of the most peaceful things is, you know, the irony, right? An explosion is peaceful. It's kind of ironic, right? But to me, it is. I love going to the range and I love shooting, okay? And I love it so much that at some point I would really love to start competition shooting. I just love it that much, right? And so, and I mean everything. I love handguns, shotguns, rifles, you know, I love it all, you know, and and this is something that I have recently really fallen in love with. It's not something that I've been doing for a long time. I didn't grow up around guns, okay? This is something as an adult I've gravitated to. And, but the love for it is entrenched in me, right? It's truly there. So we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about the guns that I have. I'm gonna explain some things about guns. Just give you a little knowledge, just to show you what I have, just to talk about it, you know, generate discussion, right? Also, along with guns, right, comes a responsibility, right? You have to be a responsible gun owner. Part of the problem with guns and the misconception about guns are dangerous. Guns are not dangerous. People are dangerous, right? Guns in the wrong hands are dangerous. My philosophy is, if more good people are trained and own guns than bad people that are trained and own guns, this place would be a better place to live. That's my philosophy, right? So if I can convert you into understanding that and realizing that, or reinforce what you already feel about guns, that's a win, okay? That's a win in my book. So that's my goal behind the gun content. Educate, to talk, you know, just to generate conversation, and you know, to also emphasize the responsibility, because I want to talk about why a gun owner has the burden that it has, and it comes with a heavy burden, but I think it's a burden that's necessary. Our forefathers thought it was so important that they made gun rights, the ability for us to have gun rights, the Second Amendment to the Constitution. So it must have been heavy on their mind also. It must have been very important. A lot of people say the second right, the Second Amendment, protects the First Amendment, free speech. So I think it's very important, and it comes with a heavy burden and a lot of responsibility. So we're going to talk about that. And again, it's to influence people to understand why we should be gun owners and why we shouldn't be afraid of gun owners. And that leads to my next point. If you are not down with guns, I completely understand that. The stigma, especially in the black community, is that guns are bad. They always lead to negative outcomes. And I don't believe that. I think that's not the truth. Like I said earlier, surely in irresponsible people's hands, yes, it's very dangerous. In the hands of bad people, yes, they're dangerous. But that's not the majority of us. That's a small portion. Despite what the media wants to sell, that's a very, very small portion. I'll give you some numbers in some other videos about how many guns are in the United States, how many gun owners are in the United States. It will blow your mind if you understand how many registered legal guns are in the United States. Yet, we don't. It's not as bad. You know, the shootings in America are not as bad as driving a car. Driving a car is a lot more dangerous than owning a gun. We'll discuss that in some other videos. So those are the main two subjects we're going to talk about on the channel. I want to be engaging. I want to have fun. This is not going to be a heavy, type of channel. I'm lighthearted. Listen, a lot of things I'm going to do, I'm going to make mistakes. I said in one of my other videos, I'm giving you bonus content inside the content. Because I don't like to edit. And actually, I think that it's a good concept to just come off genuine, off the dome, and tell you how I feel instead of editing things out because for whatever reason. I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. And I'm going to make mistakes. So just laugh at it. If my mistake can cause you to have a moment of joy, I'm good. I am really good, because joy means that you're actually having fun. And that's all I want to do, is have some fun. So listen, guys, I'm going to end this introduction by saying welcome to the channel. I hope that you enjoy. My production value is going to be, my production quality is going to be better. Right now, I'm working with very limited equipment, and I'm not really thinking things through. I'm kind of like going off the dome right now. I'm gonna be better over time. It's gonna get better, okay? But just hang with your boy, And if you don't mind, do me a favor. Hit the like button. It helps YouTube recognize that this video is popular. It helps to push the channel. Subscribe, okay? It helps the channel grow, okay? And hit the notification bell. Because one thing about me, like right now, it's in the middle of the night. I think it's like 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this. I don't know when it's going to go up, okay? I'm on the road all the time. My wife and I, we travel across the country. And I got to wait till I get good reception to upload it. So I might not be able to upload it till later this evening. So I don't have a set time. And it'd be very difficult for me to put a set time on when I'm going to be able to post a video. So if you're interested in my videos, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I post a video. Okay? So listen, like I said, I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for watching. I hope that I can provide some entertainment. Hope I can provide a smile and some joy. And let's have some fun. Let's be engaging. I want to answer. I will do my very best to answer every question that's posed to me. And if there's any subjects that you want me to cover, as far as firearms and as far as sports, because it's not just about my teams, right? If you want to talk about, I don't know, the Sorry Giants, we'll talk about the Sorry Giants. That's for you, Chief. That was directly for you, not for anybody else. For you. That's Chief, my boy. Hey, by the way, check out Chief, the number one. What is his saying? Chief Rock, number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. Check out his show on Built for This Network. It's on Spreaker.com. Now he has a set time, Mondays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Mondays and Thursdays. The #1 Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. That's it. Chief, I got you, dude. I got you. Check him out on Spreaker. He's a very entertaining cat. He's a brother to me. I love him, and his show is it's a sports-based show, but he talks about other subjects also. And you come in, you can listen live. There's a chat room. You join a chat room. You can interact with other listeners. And if you don't have time to listen to it live, it's a podcast. You can catch it anytime at your convenience. So go check Chief out. I'm going to shout out a lot of people. I guess, look, while I'm at it, look, let me just throw this out there. X Squad Radio, also on Spreaker. X Squad Radio also has an app, okay? You can download the app, listen to all their entertainment. There's some great shows on Spreaker. Check it out. It's on Spreaker.com, or you can download their app, okay? Check them out. It's a podcast. You can listen to these shows at your convenience. I guess while I'm at it, I might as well mention my other brother, H-Rap. He's along with Chief and DJ Knox. They have a network built for this network, and they're on Spreaker also. Okay, you can listen to all their shows. They have a lot of different shows. Big Illinois, Purplicious, DJ Purplicious. She comes on Saturday. There's a lot of entertainment. Okay, check these guys out. It's a podcast. You don't have to catch them live. It's better if you catch them live because you can interact. There's a chat room and you can interact. So it's better, but it's not the only way. You can also catch it at your convenience later on. So listen, rock with these people. You want quality entertainment? Rated Kev giving it to you. Okay? I'm telling you where to go get it. All right? So listen, I'm in this. It's way too long as it was, but I just want to, again, welcome you. Thank you. And I always want in my videos by saying, please, guys, take care of each other. Okay? It's very important to take care of each other. All right? Love each other. It's part of caring is loving. Love each other. And please be blessed. I'm out.